Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. Today we have got an exciting chess game to dive into. This game was played in 1908 in Russia between Konstantin Vygodchikov and Alexander Alekhine. Pardon if the pronunciation is not correct. We are going to break down the key moves, tactics, and ideas that shaped the game. Whether you are a beginner or an experienced player, there's something for everyone here, so let's get started. Alright, the game kicks off with pawn to e4, a classic and popular opening move, aiming to control the center and free up both the queen and bishop. Black responds with pawn to e5, mirroring white's move. This is the foundation for many well-known opening systems, like the Lopez or the Italian game. White continues with knight to f3, attacking black's pawn on e5. Black responds with knight to c6, defending the pawn. Now, white goes for bishop to b5, pressuring the knight and indirectly the pawn on e5. Black plays pawn to a6, attacking the bishop, and the bishop retreats to f4. Black develops the knight to f6, attacking the pawn on e4, and white castles. If black takes the pawn immediately, after rook to e1, white gets a dangerous setup. So black just develops with bishop to c5. After knight takes, and pawn to d4. Black plays knight takes e4. White responds with rook to e1. Alekhine plays bishop to e7 to cover his king. After white takes on e4, black plays knight to g6. White plays knight to c3 and black castle. Now white plays knight to d5. In this position, Alekhine plays an unusual but good move. You may pause the video and think. I'm showing you right now. Alekhine plays bishop to d6 to save the bishop. After queen to f3, Alekhine plays pawn to f5, attacking the rook. But this advance was premature. It would have been better to play pawn to b5 and bishop to b7. White plays an excellent move, bishop to b3. If the rook is captured, then it's mate in 4. You may pause the video and think. I'm showing you right now. Knight to e7, double check. King to h8, knight takes g6, check. H takes g6. Queen to h3, queen to h4, and queen takes h4, checkmate. So, Alekhine moves his king away from danger. Now the rook is indeed hanging. So white plays rook to e2. Black plays pawn to f4 in preparation for the move pawn to c6. If black plays c6 immediately, white can play knight to f4. White plays pawn to c4, threatening c5. Alekhine plays pawn to c6, attacking the knight. White plays pawn to c5, counter-attacking the bishop and creating an outpost on b6 for the knight. Alekhine plays bishop to b8 and white plays knight to b6, attacking the rook. In this position, Alekhine plays a brilliant move. You may pause the video and think. I'm showing you right now. In this position, Alekhine plays pawn to d5, sacrificing the rook. In the game, black accepted the sacrifice. But it was better to play knight takes c8. Queen takes c8 and then bishop to c2. Continuing the game, black plays knight to h4, attacking the queen. White moves the queen to c3. Now black plays pawn to f3. White plays rook to e5. It was necessary to bluff the h2b8 diagonal. If white carelessly played rook to e3, black had a crushing attack starting with bishop takes h2 check. After king takes, queen to g5 threatens mate on g2. If g3, then queen to g4, and checkmate is unavoidable. Immediate queen to g5 also wins for black. g3, bishop takes g3. H takes g3. Queen takes g3 check. F takes g3. Pawn to f2 check. King to f1. Bishop to h3 check. King to e2. And the pawn promotes to a queen. After king to d2, rook to f2 check. Rook to e2 only move. Queen takes e2 checkmate. Going back to the game, black plays bishop takes e5. D takes e5. Knight takes g2 with the idea of queen to h4 and then h3. White plays queen to d4 to stop queen h4. Alekhine plays queen to d7. White plays pawn to e6 to open the a1 h8 diagonal, hoping for some counterplay. Black takes the pawn, and white plays bishop to d2. Here, Alekhine plays queen to g6, preparing some discovery. If white plays king to h1, then knight to e1, and there is no defense against queen g2 checkmate. If king to f1, then bishop to h3, and white will be checkmated in a few moves. White desperately plays bishop to c2, and black takes. After king to h1, Alekhine brings his queen back to g6. White responds with the only defense, rook to g1. Black plays bishop to h3. After knight to b6, Alekhine plays knight to f4. After rook takes, bishop to g2 check. Rook takes g2, pawn takes g2 check. King g1, knight to e2 check, forking the king and the queen. King takes g2 and knight takes d4. Black attains a winning endgame with an exchange and a pawn up. This is it for today. Please like, comment and share if you enjoyed the video. Also don't forget to subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon so you don't miss similar videos in the future. Bye bye.